Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube. As we look ahead to Week 6 NFL contest selections, Kevin Rogers and Holden Kushner with you as we will make 5 picks for the upcoming NFL card. Holden will have 2 picks. I will have 2 picks. And we'll have a consensus selection. We went 2 and 3 last week, so we'll try to improve on that and go at least 3 and 2. And who knows, maybe 4 and 1 or 5 and 0. But with all that being said, let's begin with our first selection and Holden Kushner.
Yeah, Green Bay's coming off the bye. It's a pick 'em against Tampa Bay on Circa. And I got in when it was Packers 1.5. And I said, oh my gosh, this is a great line. Now it's a pick 'em, or you can get it some places at 1. Fine, let's do it. Only team to score 30 points in every game this season is the Packers. They're the most efficient team out there. They should get Devontae Adams back. A-Rod has the lowest sack rate of his career. And for Tampa Bay, everybody's afraid of their defense. I mean, they're solid against the run, number 3 in DVOA, but they just lost Vita Vea. The injury to Mike Evans is going to be a big one, too. I just don't think Brady and the Bucs are as good as the Packers. Let's go Green Bay here.
All right, for my first selection, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. They are hosting the Chicago Bears at Bank of America Stadium. And the Panthers have won and covered 3 straight games. They're doing it without Christian McCaffrey, but Teddy Bridgewater has carried the load, 5 touchdown passes, 1 pick during this 3-game winning streak. And when you look at Chicago off that big victory over Tampa Bay last Thursday night, the Bears now only just 1 loss so far on the season at 4-1, but also this is a team that came back to win at Detroit, a game they should have lost, came back to win at Atlanta, a game they should have lost. I mean, the Tampa Bay game they probably should have lost. This Chicago team has lived on the edge the entire season. They scored both their touchdowns in the second quarter, no touchdowns in the other 3 quarters against Tampa Bay. They scored a late touchdown against the Colts. I just don't have faith in Nick Foles and the Bears on the road this week. I'm going to lay the short number with Carolina. Holden, your second pick.
I'm going to go with the Titans, -3 at Houston. You know, I look at the coaching, first of all, and people say, oh, coaching, it matters. Yeah, it matters here because Romeo Crennel is not going to outcoach Mike Vrabel. Romeo Crennel is always good for a bad play caller, too. Yes, Tennessee plays in close games. They've won by 1, they've won by 2, they've won by 3, and they won by 26. But they're 5th in offense efficiency. I don't think that Houston's going to be able to stop this team that way with Henry, Brown, Jonnu. They're just clicking on all cylinders. The problem with the Titans, if you want to look that way, they got some COVID issues still. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons might be out. The secondary's missing Adoree Jackson. But Deshaun Watson just hasn't run this year. I don't know what's going on here. They don't have an offensive identity. They're starting inside linebacker, the Pro Bowler, Bernardrick McKinney. He's on IR. I just think the Titans go in there as a better team, even though it's on a day's lesser rest. After 16 days off, I'm fine with them.
And for my second selection, I am going to go to Sunday Night Football. And I'm going to take the points of the San Francisco 49ers. They're getting 3 against the Rams, and we've already crowned the Rams as the champions of the NFC East this season after beating the Giants, the Eagles, Washington, and Dallas. So they have that accomplishment. But when you look at San Francisco, they're 0-3 at home so far on the season, and all 3 losses as a favorite against Arizona, Philadelphia. They got blown out by Miami last week. So they go from nearly a 10-point favorite to now a short underdog. And yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo did not play well against the Dolphins last week. He's probably not 100%. But at the same time, though, I think you're getting some value at San Francisco. First time they're an underdog on the season. And when you look at the Rams, yeah, they dominated Washington last week. You can't take that away from them. But also when they've beaten the Giants, who are one of the worst teams in football, Dallas is a mess. And obviously that was when Dak Prescott was still playing. You look at Philadelphia, who's a mess as well. And even the Buffalo game, they were down big and they needed a huge comeback to take the lead, and they ended up losing. I got to take San Francisco here. I got to take the value with them with the points. So I'm going to take the 49ers as my second selection. And now we go to the consensus pick, one that Holden and I have come up with. It has not fared well the last few weeks. We had Dallas last week, so we're going to try to rebound from that. We're going to stay in the NFC East this week, in fact, Holden, and we're going to fade the New York Giants once again, and we're going to go with the football team and take Washington on the road at MetLife Stadium against the Giants. Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, I think it was a nice game for the Giants last week. They got all up. They had the Cowboys and stuff. This week, the football team coming in. Kyle Allen, Listen, I'd rather see Kyle Allen than Alex Smith at this point because I don't want a guy as my quarterback that's, his average depth of target's 2 yards. I mean, at least Kyle Allen's going to scramble around. He's going to use his legs a little bit. He's got Terry McLaurin. Defensively, both of these teams are absolute. Well, I would say the Giants are an absolute disaster. At least the Washington football team, every week, 13 years talking about him every day in DC. Anyways, the front seven for the Giants at least should get some pressure on Daniel Jones. I just think this is going to be a disgusting, close game. And when it's all said and done, Washington can at least cover. Maybe win outright.
And we'll see. And Washington lost twice to New York last season. So, again, Dwayne Haskins was the quarterback there. So we'll see if things change now as Washington is a short underdog. So to review our picks for our contest this week in week number 6, Holden has taken Tennessee against Houston. Also, he has Green Bay against Tampa Bay. I have Carolina against Chicago and San Francisco against LA Sunday night. And our consensus pick, Washington on the road against the Giants. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching and best of luck with your bets.